Are you who I think you are?
You don't like to just say yes, do you?
Yes, I am. It is me. The advert said it's Hyundai, the drive of your life. That's what the advert said. Now the advert's saying you've been pronouncing it wrong. And I want to go, I've not been pronouncing it wrong. I've been pronouncing it the way you told me to pronounce it. Who loved Brum?
I used to really...
Who the loved Brum? It was posho nonsense. Brum. It's a car that can talk.
Why do you get so unreasonably angry about stuff?
I'm an angry man. Hello and welcome to the Buckleys. That's me and you.
That's me.
This is the podcast where we sit down, have a chat, moan a bit and invite you into our lives. But before we get into it, we just want to remind you that you can get in touch with your stories and questions or any messages by emailing us, the Buckleys, at platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at the Buckleys Pod on Instagram and TikTok. Don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app that you like to use. And if you do enjoy the show, why not give us a review that's a good one or whatever.
whatever we are in these recordings.
Or whatever it is.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Bosh.
Oh, God, here.
Oh, my knee's hurting, Claire.
I know.
That's the big story this week.
I know.
It's an age thing. It's just all part of the old ageing. I've had insane knee pain because I've had to get the train a couple of times this week, and it's been a packed train. So you're all squashed in. You manage to get a seat, but because you're packed in, you can't just sort of like lounge.
No.
You're always you're always tense, aren't you? You can't. Like, even when you're sitting down, you like one bum cheek's hanging off and stuff like that.
I get you. It's not
kind
comfortable.
But your core is always engaged. So it's probably a good workout. But you're not just properly like just
I can't
like
even be bothered. I'm just going to let you talk.
Like just a dead body. Like you, mate, it's killing me. Absolutely killing me.
And I'm like walking through, because who likes a dawdler in the train station, right?
No, I don't.
Where you're going,
yeah,
I
absolutely.
know. You were going, Claire, you're going to have to slow down a bit, okay? I can't keep up my knee.
Yeah. I was you for a change. I'm always ahead of you.
You do. You walk so far ahead of me.
Yeah.
You're so rude. You always leave me my little legs and trying to keep up with them.
I've got places to go. Either keep up or, ship up or ship out.
Yeah, but you can't do it without me. We're always coming here.
I know, but on the way home, sprinting then, and I couldn't work it out. I had to get a train on Monday to and from. I had to get a train on Tuesday to and from. Both packed trains. By the way...
Oh, God. I didn't think you were going to bother.
I'm constantly getting told to move out my seat. It happened to me 3 times. No, I was on the train on my own.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Happened to me 3 times last week. On our trains, there's these little 2-seaters that are just on their own, and there's like a 4-seater in front, but the seat is like this. It's like, it's not a great seat. So I was like, I'll just go and sit in there. No one's going to want to sit in there. And the train's packed. But I say train's packed. There was still a load of other options.
All right. Changing your story now.
No. There was because
narrative.
Well, I'll tell you why there was a load of other options. Because I just wanted to sit and be out the way and not have someone go, oh, look at you. Like,
it is you, isn't it?
Is it you? That's
I hate
the thing.
that.
Okay, well,
it is you, isn't it?
I am me, yeah.
I'm always me.
Yeah.
Whoever you think I am is irrelevant right now.
The worst one is, are you who I think you are? Because then I've got to work out who you think. Because it's happened to me before. I've never told you about this. It's happened to me before. It's like, are you who I think you are? And I go, yeah, I might, yeah. Well, again, I don't know, but... Yeah.
You don't like to just say yes, do you?
Yes, I am. It is me. It makes everyone awkward. Like, it makes the whole thing so awkward because I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, yes, kiss my ring. It happened one time. Are you who I think you are? And I go, well, yeah, maybe. And what is it? It's the thing. The thing that you do. And she was doing this. Oh, I love it. Yeah. And I went, it's the In-Betweeners. Is that what you're thinking of? No. Grown-Ups. The film,
That's
like
an
the
Adam
American
Sandler movie?
film. Yeah, I've never even seen it.
Who did she think you were?
No idea.
David Spade.
I don't know. I've got no idea.
Wow, that's the only one she could possibly
So weird.
Grown-Ups?
Grown-Ups.
She must have meant something else.
The In-Betweeners, obviously. That's it. That's all anyone knows me from.
Yeah, that's true.
And I wanted to go, all right. I did. I just went along with it as well. I didn't want to go, no, you mean the In-Betweeners, you idiot. Fuck off. No. I went, oh, yeah, all right, yeah. I just sort of did that.
I wish you hadn't
I
grown
was
up.
like, grown-ups. But it's happened to me 3 times.
Remember that guy in Palm Springs in America thought you were Noel Gallagher?
Yeah.
You loved that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I'd rather get confused with someone else than for myself. But yeah, 3 times I've sat down on the train and nothing against women. A woman in these little 2-seaters, so twice I managed to get the 2-seaters on my own, come and sat right next to me, and it is intense.
Maybe she wanted to sit next to you.
We've sat in those seats a couple of
Yeah,
times.
it's a bit close even.
And I don't even like sitting next to you that close.
Yeah, sure.
It's quite personal. Like, it is a bit like there's like arms touching. Like, there's no way of not touching the person next to you in this seat. I know I'm finding it difficult to explain how wedged in it is.
It's 2 seats on a train that are very close to each other.
Yeah.
We get it.
And like you are in a box. Like,
yeah, because the 2 seats are right in front of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
yeah, you could have like a little kiss and nobody would know.
Both times that happened to me, I was like, she came and sat next to me. I went, do you know what? I'll go somewhere else.
That's so passive aggressive. If I sat next to a man on a train and he was like, you know what? I'll leave. I'd be like,
but there's another 2-seater just across the way.
Yeah.
Exact same situation.
One
person sitting there, constantly just zeroing on me, just going, I'll sit next to this guy.
Maybe they wanted to sit next to you.
Whatever, I don't give a fuck. But I was out. So twice that happened, and I went, I'll move. Found a seat instantly, but then had to have people doing this to me the whole journey, which is fine.
Oh, poor little famous man can't get on a train.
I'm not complaining, and I know there's much worse things to complain about in life. But it does make you feel really awkward.
It is awkward. Listen, I've been with you for a long time. It doesn't get less awkward.
Yeah.
That is true.
Because they walk past like twice.
Yeah.
It is just odd.
It's like that thing where their head moves but their eyes don't.
Yeah. Like and it will always be odd. I'll never be used to it. So anyway, that happened twice. But the weird thing is, found a seat instantly.
Yeah.
Right? I found a much nicer seat than sitting next to some little hairy bloke right close on the train.
Yeah.
And then another time, so that happened twice, and then another time I managed to get the seat right next to the
driver
conductor.
Yeah.
And they're just single seats, just on their own. That's the perfect seat then, because no one can sit next to me. You're out the way. A woman came up to me and went, so sorry, can I sit there? And I was like, oh, what? And she went, it's going to sound really weird, right, but I've got epilepsy. And if I sit by a window or see the light going by the window, I'll die. And I started laughing. I went, well, you better sit here then, because I don't want you to die. I mean, to be fair, I was a bit annoyed because people were recognising me. But I can survive that. It won't kill me. So I was like, yeah, well done. Well done. Yeah,
there you go.
You've trumped me there. You beat me. Good for you.
No, but I'm famous. Yes, but I could die.
I wanted to go, if I have to walk down there, down the carriage, people are going to go mental. I'm going to have my picture taken with about maybe 3 people. It's going to be really awkward and uncomfortable for me. So if you don't mind, I'd like to sit here.
If you could possibly pass away from travelling on a train, then fucking get here a bit earlier.
Exactly.
No? Too much? Really quickly,
Yes.
I saw something this week that I have never seen before in my life.
Go on.
You know, on Saturday,
Yeah.
me and Harrison went to pick up our mates,
Yeah.
right? And I was at a traffic light, red light, stopped
Yeah.
at a light, looked behind me. The woman in the car behind me was reading a newspaper.
At the steering wheel.
Driving, but because we had stopped at a red light, she had this huge newspaper. And she was like,
Was it like a broadsheet?
I don't know what it was. And I
The
said
Times or something.
I said to Harrison,
You got to keep up with the footsie, Claire.
I went, look at that woman behind us. I've never seen that in my life before. Stopped at a red light and she started reading
Did you
the
see the
newspaper.
woman?
Yeah.
What age?
60s.
Yeah, good for her. Nice. No, I like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a bit much.
Oh, it's from a bygone era, sure.
Bit dangerous.
Oh, absolutely.
I've never seen that in my life before.
Absolutely. But she's from the, smoking on planes sort of generation.
I know, but still. I was like, surely
She probably had a whiskey or something as well. She was probably...
Maybe.
Have you seen those videos? I think you showed me one when they were telling Americans that it's going to be illegal to drive.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, absolutely not. No,
Yeah.
I'm still, I finish work, I've got to have a few beers and then I've got to drive home. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
What the hell am I supposed to do?
It wasn't that just like, I don't know, like the 70s
I don't know.
or something?
No, the early 80s or something like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I had to bring that up on the podcast. That's mental.
I do have something I want to moan about.
Okay.
It's a quick one. It is a quick one. It genuinely is. They've changed how to pronounce Hyundai.
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 The car.
Yes, Hyundai.
Hyundai.
Well, it's
That's a Hyundai.
It's Hyundai.
How the fuck do I say it?
No, it's
You've confused me.
it's Hyundai.
It's not Hyundai. Never in your life has anybody said Hyundai.
Let me shut up and let me talk for a second. So now it's Hyundai. I've listened to some adverts on the radio, and this is what winds me up the most. Is they go, "You've been pronouncing it wrong. It's Hyundai." Like, that's the sort of slogan to try and get us all on board with pronouncing it as Hyundai. Now, we haven't been pronouncing it wrong. We have not been pronouncing it wrong at all, because I grew up in front of the television. Have you ever seen The Cable Guy?
Jim Carrey?
Yeah. That was me. You know the bit where he's a kid and he's just watching TV, he's like, and his parents don't give a fuck and stuff? That was me, right?
That was all of it.
Yeah, exactly, right? And I have got, and I don't know if I could monetize this in any way, but my superpower is that I've got a bizarre memory of adverts, right? I can just remember adverts.
You do.
Red car on the blue car in a race, the Milky Way.
Milky Way.
I'm so excited. Crunchies. It's all chocolate based, if anything. Like the Cadbury's bunny. What happened to her? In fact, that would be my cartoon.
Oh, you liked her?
Yeah, she was quite sexy. So.
Are you on drugs?
No, I'm not. I'm definitely not. But they've been saying, I'm trying to make it quick because I said it was a quick one. And then whenever I say it's a quick one, I know.
Nobody expects it to be, James. All right, Camden, take your time, son.
So I've put some pressure
You're going
on
to hurt
myself.
yourself in a minute.
Going to hurt my knee. But their advert is, "You've been pronouncing it wrong." Because it's like, let me tell you what the advert is.
Oh.
A bloke's talking to like Alexa or something like that. And he's like, "Can you find me a Hyundai dealership looking for high and dry haircuts?" And it's like, "No, Hyundai." And then the digital thing goes, "Do you mean Hyundai? You've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time." Right, we haven't been pronouncing it wrong. The advert was Hyundai, the drive of your life. That was the advert, right? And I remember it, and I know how to pronounce Hyundai.
It's not. You're saying high and die, like you are.
Yes. Yes.
Like if you're saying it like
Hyundai. Hyundai.
It's not high and die. The way you're saying it, you're making it sound like
Claire,
3 words. High and die.
I'm only telling you what the advert said.
Okay.
Hyundai, the drive of your life. That was it.
Care.
I don't know why you're arguing either.
Because
I've just told
the way
you.
You're saying it is
I'm
really
saying it the
weird.
way the advert told me to say it. The advert said it's Hyundai, the drive of your life. That's what the advert said. Now the advert's saying you've been pronouncing it wrong. And I want to go, I've not been pronouncing it wrong. I've been pronouncing it the way you told me to pronounce it. You've decided now it's wrong. All right?
What were you saying about Skoda? Because I've noticed that as well.
Skoda.
Skoda.
Now, I don't mind Skoda too much
All
because...
the new adverts
yeah.
are Skoda.
Now, Skoda is much more fun to say than Skoda.
But nobody's going to say Skoda.
Again, great advert. "Oh, mate, someone's put a Skoda badge on your car." Brilliant advert. Anyone remember that one? Absolutely fucking amazing. So I wanted to ask you...
Yeah.
How you pronounce...
Oh, God.
How do you pronounce that, Claire? How do you pronounce it?
Nike.
Do you really?
Yeah.
See, I say Nike.
I know you do.
But it is Nike.
Yeah.
Because that's the Greek goddess. Is that right? And I think if you go to America, and it's an American company, they all say Nike. How did it become Nike in Britain? How did it become...
Well, it's not in Scotland. We say Nike.
You say Nike.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But then we disagree about Adidas.
So that was my next one. Right.
Sorry.
It's Adidas.
But I say Adidas.
Yeah, it's not Adidas.
I'm sorry. That's what I say. I say Adidas and I say Nike. So I'm right on one and you're right on one.
Yeah, but it's got to be Adidas.
Adidasla.
Adidasler.
I know, you've said it to me a million times. I know.
And I'm a
I
huge...
say Adidas, though.
Listen, nobody loves Adidas more than me.
We're an Adidas family.
And I absolutely love that brand, especially Adidas Originals.
I just feel like people who say Adidas sound a bit knobbish.
No, that's because that's what it's called, Adidasler. Adidas.
Do you like my Adidas trainers?
I would just say, if you really love Adidas, don't look into Adidasler. Because it will ruin.
Was he a wrong'un?
It was a bit, it was proper.
Was he?
He was proper loved Hitler and stuff.
Oh.
He was right.
Oh, well.
Him and his brother, Puma, as well, if you're into Puma.
Puma's Adidas' brother?
Yes, they were brothers. They worked together and then they split up and they were rivals. So that's quite interesting. Focus more on that stuff. That's quite... That's my moan for the day, okay?
What was it again?
Hyundai.
Oh, the
Hyundai.
Hyundai.
I've just seen today's theme. Ironic for this podcast.
Hey.
Come on.
Hey.
What's one of the first words you think of when you think of James and Clair? Knowledge isn't one of the ones that spring to mind. The theme of this week's podcast is knowledge.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Slow week in the office? Knowledge. Now, for anybody
that was just thrown out, wasn't it, with a shrug.
Let me
that
say
was a
this.
Partridge sort of, I've just revamped current affairs. Knowledge?
When people do leave bad reviews
I
for
just
our
said knowledge
podcast,
instead of knowledge.
do they? I don't know if they do. I don't. I try not to look. I get scared about looking because I know everybody. The only time I see comments is like, oh, her voice is so annoying. And I'm like, wow, I'm sorry.
I know. I've got loads of accounts. So.
You just troll me. But this is why sometimes, because we sit down and we look at the iPad and it says theme knowledge. All right, I'd like to see you come in and do a podcast and go, okay, let me see what I can do with that.
Right. In their defence, though, the brief for the podcast and the theme and everything is decided days in advance.
That's true, yeah.
And we just sit on this couch and then look at it and go, the fuck is this thing, guys?
That's true, yeah, fine. Okay, well, there's a little bit of blame each.
Listen, yeah, okay, we could all do better.
We could. Right, knowledge.
Knowledge.
What would your specialist subjects be on Mastermind?
I was on Mastermind. I've done Mastermind.
Yeah, you are.
Did the
Celebrity
Office.
Mastermind.
Did the Office.
That wasn't your first choice,
no,
was it?
It was my third choice.
Because your first choice was Partridge.
My first choice was Blackadder.
And then your second choice was Partridge.
Partridge.
But they'd been done too recently or something, they said.
And they were like, right. And then I was like, well, it's going to have to be The Office then. And then they went, let us get back to you.
If they'd said no to that, what would it have been? I think then, because that is your top three.
Maybe I would have done, I don't know what you would call this, but maybe I would have done something on 80s alternative comedy.
Right.
So like the young ones.
You wouldn't have done music or 90s music?
Yeah, no, I love music and I do feel a bit nerdy about music and I do have loads of facts about music and stuff. But you can, like the Beatles, for example.
Yeah.
Like I know loads of stuff about the Beatles, of course, but you will never know everything about the Beatles.
Well,
you still learn stuff every day, like about what guitar they played and where they bought that from.
Like there'll be some nights, like of a weekend, where it's just me and James and our two boys.
Yeah.
And one of our favourite things to do.
Yeah. Now this is going to make us sound pathetic, in
a
weird way.
Fun. This is
going to sound like it's not fun at all whatsoever, but it is. We play. It is well fun. Like on a Saturday night or something like that, we'll be sitting there, a couple of beers for me and you.
Yeah.
Kids are there, and we go because people create quizzes for stuff.
There's quizzes all over the internet.
So you can just
on everything.
You can pick. So like Jude will pick Sonic, and it is like, who created the artwork for this and and Jude will throw out some Japanese name and like he's got it correct. And what year did this Sonic game come out? And
so we each pick our subject.
Yeah.
And then the other roundabout is all will read.
Yeah.
Or we play Mastermind
basically. Yeah.
We play Mastermind.
And this is why this is why I agreed to Mastermind, because I wanted to do Blackadder, because a lot of the quizzes are multiple choice questions. Yeah. And I'm always like, don't give me the answers.
Don't give me the choices.
Yeah. And I like Blackadder, Partridge, I always ace. Yeah. Like all of them.
Yeah. Anytime there's a partridge question, you know it
Yeah.
straight away. Harrison usually does the Beatles.
Yeah.
He's got great
Yeah,
knowledge
he
about the
tells
Beatles.
me stuff about the Beatles, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Christ.
our oldest knows a lot about the Beatles. You usually do a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, I've done a couple of serial killer quizzes.
Yeah, serial killers, horror films.
Horror films I'm
Yeah.
good at. So I don't actually know what my specialist subject would be on Mastermind. Because I don't know if you're allowed to do like a Charles Manson quiz. Are you? I don't know if they would let you do that.
No, I don't know. It needs to be sort of a bit, because it would be that, like, American serial killers. You could do that, or the Scream movie franchise.
I could do the Scream movies, yeah.
Friends.
I could do Friends.
You always do a Friends quiz every now and again. You and your sister.
Yeah, we know Friends
Yeah.
pretty well. I could do Friends. That's a bit boring though. I think I could do horror films, but then they would probably chuck in a couple of weird ones that I wouldn't get. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. And I don't think there's any worry about me being asked on Mastermind, so.
No.
All right.
Not unless you went. Well, that's the thing as well, because you're not going to get in the celebrity one, and you're definitely not going to get through to the. Because they have to do.
They have to vet you.
Well, yeah, they have to. I assume that they have to do like a rough quiz and stuff before they get to take part.
All right. Okay. Noted.
Who's got the biggest thirst for knowledge?
Oh, you.
I love it, don't I?
It is too. You. 100%.
One of my favourite people on YouTube is a bloke called Simon Whistler, I think his name is. He fronts about a dozen channels. Like, he's killing YouTube. I mean, he must make about 12 YouTube videos a day across loads of different channels. Some are about places, geography, some about people. And it is just genuinely quite interesting stuff. And I watch his stuff before I go to bed pretty much every night. Now, we've got, because we're really posh and that, aren't we? If you haven't noticed, we're proper, like, fucking posh. We've got Sonos speakers in our house.
Oh, in the kitchen.
And in the garden.
Yeah.
Which was the problem.
Is that who that was?
Yeah, so I was boning up on my knowledge and finding out interesting stuff. What I didn't know was that the Apple TV that I was watching was also connected to the speakers in the garden at about 10 o'clock at night.
Because you were still downstairs and I went up to bed and obviously the window was open because it's quite warm right now. And I was like in bed and I was sort of like getting ready and whatever. And I was like, what is that? I can just hear somebody talking really loud. Like, opened the window further and I was like, is that coming out? Are those speakers? And it was booming. It was so loud. I was like, oh my God. I ran down the stairs and I was like, what are you watching? And you were like, I went, pause it. Ran outside and it stopped.
Yeah.
And then I shouted to you, press play. You played it and it was coming out the speakers. Anyway, we fixed it, but you went, I've been watching this for about an hour.
Yeah. And they was like, what the fuck is going on?
The first thing I said to you was, thank God you weren't watching anything weird.
Well, I was a bit like, do you know what, that would have been, that might have been more normal.
So what was it? Back in 1943.
Yeah, it was. It was like some...
The discovery of the
history of... It was the history of something or another. I don't know, the history of a gun or something, like, that dates back to 1873. Like, that's the kind of nonsense that I watch, that I spend my evenings watching.
Yeah, no, you love all that.
I do.
No.
I love finding out stuff. I love finding out stuff. And do you know what's weird, right, is that I've got this brain that wants to know everything, but, I don't know, you go to school and they make it really fucking boring.
Right.
They just ruin it, don't they? School basically ruins the love of learning.
Well,
the excitement of learning stuff.
I do agree with you there a little bit because I think everybody's got that, like there's a teacher that you remember. So I had a really great history teacher called Mr. Divers and I really liked him because obviously history's interesting anyway, but the way he would tell you about stuff, he would really get you. He would tell the story. Like, I mean, because we did like World War II and this and that, and the way he would talk, you would be really engrossed.
Yeah, I had a bad history teacher. I won't
See,
say,
and
I
then
won't
that's
say
when
his
it
name.
would probably be really boring.
We called him Peg Leg. I'm sure.
I won't say his name. I'm sure he fucking knows.
No, he's definitely not alive.
Did he have a fake leg?
I think so. Or his knee didn't work or something. One leg just was straight all the time.
Okay.
Right? He wasn't nice, by the way. He was a miserable old bastard. He loved the word hence. Just constantly said the word hence.
Okay.
And he was from up north. I think it was like the north east or something like that, because he was just constantly like, "Hence they were poor. Hence they had no money. Hence they starved." Like it was hence. It was like constantly saying hence all the time.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, I haven't thought about him for about 20 years.
I know, yeah. I haven't thought about Mr. Divers for a while. Shout out Mr. Divers.
No, I got a favourite
great.
teacher who I'm going to see. He texted me over the weekend. My
How
favourite
does he
teacher.
have your number?
How does he have my number? No, but I'm just saying to you, I got a favourite teacher as well, Palf. He was great.
Right, but
he's someone I think about a lot.
You are definitely, you like watching stuff. But then, to be fair, that it's different though, because you always take the piss out of me for reading stuff about true crime and looking up things like that. So it's a different kind of thirst.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm gaining something. You're just learning how to kill someone and get away with
No.
it. That's your whole thing.
No.
That is your whole thing.
I'm not going to let you do this
You
again.
analyse all the mistakes that every mastermind serial killer has come up with, and you go, right, make sure you don't do that. Do you want to introduce the next feature?
Regular feature. What
Yes.
we're doing? Bang for your buck?
Yeah.
Is it, what?
Read it. You gotta
You
read
want
the-
me to read it?
Yeah, come on.
Oh, am
I
I
want
to...
to sit back and relax for a second, because I'm always...
Oh, okay. You want me to do the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right. This is Bang for Your Buck. Play the jingle.
Money.
So disappointing, isn't it?
Absolutely
how much
shocking.
work went into that?
About as much work as the fucking theme. Okay, this is a
No,
segment.
I feel like that is an afternoon's work.
What they've done is
One
went
of you
on
lot
Epidemic
have spent an
Sounds.
afternoon. One of you lot have spent 5 minutes making that and said
Exactly.
it's taken the whole afternoon to do it.
Right, this is a segment where we discuss a recent purchase and whether it was bang for your buck or not, plus the reason, if any, behind buying it. All right, this is from Rich. Subject, jerseys. Oh, I've just seen a word.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why you don't want to read it.
No, I've just seen it. Go on.
Hi, James and Claire. I need someone to support my argument I have with my wife about the amount of money I spend on chieftains jerseys.
Gotta chase. Chieftains.
Fucking chieftains. I have 14 jerseys,
Well, they do.
Rich.
They put out a couple of. They do.
Yeah, they do.
put out some jerseys.
Yeah, they're not silly, are they? I have 14 and I've only really seen them for 5 seasons.
They've got like home, away, warm up.
I don't know if you
cup.
can buy the warm-up, can you?
I hope you can.
I know we like the warm. We've seen the new
We've
warm-up.
seen- we've
Rich,
seen,
it's nice. You're going to want it.
Rich, by the way, do make sure you get all of next season.
Yeah, you have to get next ones.
Yeah.
They're going to be Buckley.
There's going to be the Buckleys on it. But we've seen the warm up. The warm up one is
It's really nice.
so nice.
Yeah. Anyway, Rich says...
Rich, get them all.
I have 14 and I've only really seen them for 5 seasons and think they've cost around 900 quid in total.
That's 4.5 more seasons than I've seen them.
I buy one per season, but also buy any whenever I see anyone ever selling them. Many look very similar and I've never played hockey. Basically, if you say these are well worth it, I can keep buying them. I also have a chieftain tattoo, but I don't need another one of them.
Right.
Come on, the Chiefs. We are black and gold.
Right.
From Rich.
Go on, a chase.
Hold on. If it's the Cameron Bartlett tattoo, I would love to know if that's you, Rich.
Rich,
Send it in.
Send us a picture. But yeah, absolutely, totally worth it. And Rich, there's going to be at least 4 or 5 jerseys that you're definitely going to want to buy
We can't say no to that, can we?
Next-
That is bang for your buck.
next season. Absolutely bang for your buck. Shall I do the next one?
Yeah.
It's from Libby. The subject is Brummy Mummy. She says, I'll throw in a stupid bang for a buck. I spent £500 and then she Is this what she wrote? Because it's £500 with the pound sign, right? And then it also says quid after it.
She spent £500 quid.
I spent £500 quid on a vintage fucking Brum pedal car for my son's first birthday because he loved Brum so much.
Oh, the little car.
Yeah. Also, Posho.
I used to love that show.
Oh, fuck off. Who loved Brum?
I used to really
Who the
like
fuck
that.
loved Brum? It was posho nonsense.
I like that. Brum.
Brum.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
No, I just
Yeah, and
remember
he
he
came over
opened
the
his
hill.
doors and he had some eyes and his eyebrows moved. And
used to
his
love
window
it.
wipers went.
I loved Brum.
No, I've got memories of Brum being at my childminders who I absolutely fucking hated, being plonked in front of the television. Fucking Brum, man. I was just like, oh, man, who's watching this?
I was watching it.
Even as a kid, I was like, this is fucking like little. It's a car that can talk.
Anyway,
it's an old vintage car as well. It's a Model T.
Why do you get so unreasonably angry about stuff that, like...
I'm an angry man.
The things that you focus on, though.
Like my career and stuff like that, I can take a leave. You know,
But Brum...
I'm sort of quite passive about that sort of thing. But some things I'm like, right, I've got to put a stop to this. I've got to start a movement. We need to...
Finish the story.
Anyway, her words, by the way, turned out the wee couldn't even reach the pedals because it was rather small. Because he was rather small for this gift. Yeah. Oh, come on, Claire. We've got...
I'm assuming she's Scottish.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
What?
What was you got to say there? We've got what?
We've got a couple of kids and... yeah, it can be...
Hey! Don't you dare.
Okay. Turned out the wee couldn't even reach the pedals because it was rather small. I like that she's... Like, to be fair, I wouldn't call my kids because they were too small for something. Because they were 1 year old. You fucking dickhead. You're one. And he'd be going, well, I didn't fucking tell you to buy it. I don't even... He was rather small for this gift. Plus, it was metal and super heavy. So it got left outside in the garden overnight in Scotland. It fucking rained. And the fucking thing ended up getting rusty. I got that fucker shipped all the way from England. It's not that far. There's further places from Scotland. It's the next country. It's the very next country. There's a huge Amazon in Scotland. I'm sure most of my stuff comes from Scotland. Got that fucker shipped all the way from England. Just one of my wasted purchases of my dead dad's inheritance. This was in 2004 when Brum was actually a thing. No, it wasn't. Brum wasn't a thing in 2004. 1994.
No, I think it was still going for a while.
My bairn was more interested in the £4.99 stupid battery-operated Brum than the fucking collector's item that I destroyed in the rain and had to scrap. Do you know what, Libby? Do you know what I would say to you, right? Is that you spent 500 quid and it didn't work out, right? But that's a really good story. And you can't put a price on that.
Oh, you can. That reminds me of when my dad bought me a Vespa.
Yeah.
It was very similar situation.
He bought himself a Vespa.
Well.
It's like Homer Simpson with the bowling ball.
Well, yeah.
Because he's well into it as well.
And he had to
Listen,
drive. Him and his mate drove to England as well.
Right, don't get me wrong. I'm sure when it turned up, you were like, fucking hell, I can't believe my luck. Like,
yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. What a great gift.
And he took me
out. But was he not, if he wasn't well into Vespas and that sort of stuff as well,
no,
I don't think he would have.
No, of course I wouldn't. Yeah. No. But he took me out on it. And obviously I'm tiny. And I was even tinier then. And I just couldn't physically hold it up. Like, he had to hold it while I got on it. Yeah. And then anytime I had to brake and stop, like, I would just be like, like, I couldn't.
So could you put your feet down while you were on the saddle, sort of thing?
I was very tiptoe, but yeah. So no, not really. No. So he drove it for a while, crashed it, nearly died, and then had to sell it because my mum wouldn't let anybody use it.
Yeah. How'd you crash that?
Because he's an R.
He must have been like like they're not meant to be driven quickly. They're built for the streets of Rome.
Yeah. Anyway, bang for your buck for Libby there. I mean, I'm going to say no, because she just wasted 500 quid.
I'm going to say yeah, because I think that's a funny story.
Yeah, but also I love how angry
I love how she blames her 1-year-old baby. Yeah. Like, I love everything about that. Yeah. Because you can. Yeah. You are allowed to blame them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when they're 1 year old, because they don't know you're blaming them.
The weak.
And you can just be like, you weak.
Next up.
Yes.
Apparently this is for me.
Go on.
Petty revenge stories. We got a jingle? Right.
It's not even a jingle. It's a sound effect.
Right, the top of this says...
What's that got to do with pettiness?
Revenge.
Oh,
It's an
revenge.
evil laugh.
Right.
Right, the top of this says, Claire, you'll be pleased to know that we've had a decent petty revenge story come in. All right. Well, I'll be the judge.
Oh, Christ, it better be decent.
Oh, fucking hell, that's well
It's
long.
about 12 pages long.
Although I've seen a word. I've seen chlamydia, so let's go for it. Right, this is from Neve. Subject, get tested. Oof.
Christ.
Hi, James and Claire. When I was 18, my boyfriend and I had just started uni at separate universities about an hour apart. A month into the first year, he told me he'd made a great friend on his course called Michael. I thought, great, happy for you, babe. But every time I visited, Michael was conveniently away for the weekend. I thought it was odd, but didn't suspect anything because when you're 18 and in love, you don't. 6 months later, I woke up to a Facebook message from one of his best mates telling me my boyfriend had been unfaithful. Fuck, God, you don't need enemies when you got mates like that.
Yeah. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Can't carry on.
You calm down over there. I decided to do
Well,
some undercover work.
Good for me, I don't have any mates.
Or women who want to sleep with you. I
Claire,
decided to
I
do
can't get
some...
on a train without some woman wanting to sit uncomfortably close to me.
I decided to do some undercover work and took a train to his uni unannounced. As I was about to walk through the doors to his building, I saw him walking up the stairs with, dun dun dun, a girl. I followed them, saw them hug, and heard him call her Michelle. The cogs started to turn, and then bam, it all made sense. Michael didn't exist. It was Michelle all along. His best friend confirmed it. Naturally, I went home, gathered my 4 flatmates, and we made a plan. God. We created over 50 email addresses and registered them all with the free NHS Chlamydia Home Test Kit site. Over the next 6 months, we periodically ordered more and more tests to his uni accommodation. He was left with hundreds. His best friend told me Michelle was quite put off by it in the end and left him. Fast forward 10 years, I'm now married to that same best friend.
Oh, you little fucking weasel.
And we're expecting our first baby.
Mate. Oh, fuck off.
Absolutely love the podcast. You guys always brighten my Thursdays. Hope this made you giggle. All the best, Neve. The friend
Neve,
wanted her
yeah.
all along.
That's it. That is it. I mean, the Bee Gees said it.
What?
When you're in love with a beautiful woman, watch your friends.
Right.
I think it was the Bee Gees.
You're in love
Yeah.
with the beautiful
Oh, you little fucking Neve, you're married to a little fucking...
You can't say that.
rat.
That's her husband.
Yeah, no, I don't give a fuck. Oh, that's how you can have kids with him and get married to him.
Hey.
Oh, by the way, you don't know me, but I'm his...
No, she did know him. It was
I'm
her
your-
boyfriend's best
I'm your
mate.
boyfriend's best friend, and I just think you should know, best friend.
Hold on a minute, though.
What?
How is he in the wrong? This guy's cheating on her.
Yeah, both wrong.
No,
not
this guy's
saying-
cheating on her.
I'm not saying-
Her husband, right, her now
Yeah.
husband, recognised Neve
Yeah.
as a beautiful woman who
Yeah.
deserved better. He let her know and he said, fuck him, I'll take you out, I'll treat you right. And look at them now, they're married and they've got a baby on the way.
It's bro code.
All right, well, let me put this to you then. What if I was going out with one of your friends,
Go
right?
on.
Before we met,
Yeah.
what if I met you?
Yeah.
Because I was going out with one of your friends, and anytime you were doing the pub, he was always cheating on me or whatever,
Yeah.
and me and you got along
Yeah.
well,
And I was madly in love with you.
right?
Right? Yeah. You know the type of person that I am.
What?
I would have lived my whole life like in pain because just to
What
not
if we
to,
had a little connection though?
Yeah,
What if there was
absolutely.
a little something
And I would have-
there?
and
We
I would
always
have-
got along
and I would have
great.
just
You
if-
wouldn't have come to
right.
me one night and been like, by the way,
No,
let
I
me just
took-
tell you something.
if-
He's a prick.
if you and him went off, something happened and it occurred naturally,
Right.
then I maybe would have gone, I'm gonna have to go for this because I'm really in love with this girl, right? But I would have just pined. I would have just got on with it.
And that's how you don't end up with what you want.
Where do we stand on the levels of petty revenge.
Where do we stand? I don't. Oh, yeah, the petty revenge.
Back to the petty revenge thing. Yeah,
we've missed the point here.
Neve, that is genius. That is brilliant.
That's good.
That's a really, really good one.
Yeah.
And also getting your mates involved as well, so it becomes a sort of fun activity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fun for all the family.
We found a problem in other places with your story.
But his best mate, no. But also, wouldn't that put you off me? If I was going, by the way, he doesn't love you the way he should. He's doing this, that, and the other. Well, let's
put it into perspective.
Would you then not go, he's a nice guy and stuff, but how the fuck could he have done that to his mate? I know what his mate was doing was shitty and really wrong.
Let's put it into perspective, though. They're 18. They're 18.
Yeah, I know.
It's not like, if you're married to somebody and the friend comes in and they're trying to be out. That's
only like
odd.
4 or 5 years. I was only 4 or 5 years older when I met you.
Yeah, but no, I don't think that would put me off.
I think that's.
I think if a man comes in,
I think that's greasy and
takes you away from a bad situation, and he ends up being your Prince Charming.
Yeah. And that's the thing. He's not that good. And that's what I did with you, because you've told me stories about your ex-boyfriend or ex-boyfriends, and it all
wasn't that many.
No, there was, but that's the thing as well, because like a load of people go, "How do you fucking pull her?" Like da da da, and I'm just like, I was just nice, because all your exes, like you've told me some stories, a couple of them were fucking right wrong, and all I had to do was be quite nice to you. And you were like, oh my God, I can't believe my life. just wasn't a complete arsehole. And you were like, oh, wow.
Yeah, what was that thing? Oh, respect.
Oh my God.
And love.
But honestly, like, it was, like, your bar was set so low. Like,
but that's babe.
With some of those. I don't think it is. I just came in and was just like, I was just a normal bloke that quite likes you. And cares a little bit. I'm not going to go mental, but cares a little bit about your happiness.
Please. You're a little fucking puppy following me around.
But I didn't step over any dead bodies to get to you or anything.
That's the thing. You would have.
No, I wouldn't have, Claire. You would have. And it would have hurt me. And
I think you would
but
have.
But it's just the way it is. You don't do that to people.
I think when you know, and you got to go for it, especially if you're young and no. Good for him. I'm with him.
I would play the long game.
That's how you end up getting friends.
I would do the right thing. No, but I would just be like, he's a dickhead. She's going to see he's a dickhead soon, and then and we go on quite well, and then maybe something will happen.
So you're still swooping in. But anyway, we're glad you're happy, Neve. Happy for you. Great revenge story.
Also, watch yourself, Neve. If you do, let the car tax lapse or something for a couple of weeks, and you're still getting the car or something, because you'll probably bring up the DVLA. Oh, by the way, my wife. Just to let you know.
Right, are we done?
Yes, that's it for this week's episode of The Buckleys. Thank you very much for listening. Remember, you can get in touch with your stories and questions by emailing thebuckleys@platformmedia.uk, or you can message us at thebuckleys.pod on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to the show on Spotify or whatever podcast app you use. And if you are feeling extra generous, why not go ahead and leave us a little review? All that is left is for Claire to say...
See you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday. That was a podcast. Got the Chiefs. Joters.